Tchoukball is a very exciting sport because it engages all students of all athletic abilities in the development of strategic attacks and defense against an opponent. Tchoukball is spelled Tchoukball. So it's an interesting name. It has European origins, and it's not commonly found in Canadian physical education programs. It exists, but it's not found in all gym classes. It's important that we learn how to apply this and how to modify and manipulate the rules in the game itself to make it more interesting and engaging for everyone to play. Now, a common field area for play, you would have 2 forbidden zones, and the radius is approximately 3 meters. That means it's 3 meters, so you would just build an arc from the net. So the nets sit back. I'll show you what the net looks like. The net sits on an approximately a 45-degree angle. It has a base support with rubber feet to prevent the net from moving. The net face is filled with bungees. Now, they're bungee cords. Now, these bungee cords are all attached. They're like giant, like big, thick elastics. And they're attached all across the frame, interwoven. And what happens is when you take a ball and you throw it against the bungee cords, the ball springs back. Now, because the net is on an angle, it may be more challenging to predict the trajectory or where the ball is going to move. Because unless it's on a flat surface, it may be challenging to predict the angle of incidence versus the angle of reflection. So there's a whole bunch of different physics-based dynamics that need to be assessed and evaluated and critically analyzed before or while you're playing too. So the net positions are at the center and the back edge of the forbidden zones in the 2 attack regions. And the neat thing about Tchoukball is you can have your players stationed anywhere on the play area. Let's say that we were going to play 4-on-4. Now, if we're playing with just one ball, and let's say that the ball is represented as the triangle, and if the triangle or the ball is under possession of the X team, basically what you want to try and do is strike the net with the ball after making a series of passes. Strike the net with the ball and get the ball to bounce off the net and strike the floor somewhere outside of the forbidden zone. If the ball hits the ground outside of the forbidden zone and it's a clean strike on the bungee cords on the frame, and the opponent doesn't touch it, hits the ground, then you get a point. If the opponent catches the ball, your team does not get the point. If you throw the ball at the frame, if you throw the ball at the frame of the net here, the outside edges, so the net would look like this on an angle. And if you strike the ball here or anywhere on the pipe, on the blue tubing, the ball won't bounce off properly, but you'll also notice that it'll make a weird sound and it won't take off. And according to the rules, if you strike the frame, the other team. So what are some of the strategy ideas here? Well, what you would try and do is make it appear as if you're attacking in one direction. So if X's have the Tchoukball right now, they may make a charge in this direction, passing to their other teammates off in the corners, here and here. And if that was the case, they may make a charge and draw all of the O's back. As they're making the charge and they draw the O's back, if they leave an X back over here, once all the O's are down, if X's still have possession and they're catching okay, what they should do is then launch the ball in the opposite direction back to an X teammate who is wide open. That would provide X the opportunity to strike the net and have the ball bounce out before the O's can recover and go back to catch it. So this is some of the basics of Tchoukball, and I highly encourage you to check this game out because we've played this game using for Tchoukball basketball, Tchoukball volleyball, Tchoukball soccer, and Tchoukball floor hockey. Because what you can do is take some of the basic rules from the other activities or sports that we play in Canada and tie them into the application of Tchoukball, making it a very, very exciting sport. We have a very limited play surface where we're playing right now, and we have about 50 children, 50 grade 6 kids in a gym, in a full-size gym, so it's 2 classes. And the idea was, how do we maximize our use of space and maximize the number of kids actively engaged in the task? So what we needed more Tchoukball nets, so that we could have more mini games running. So what we did is we divided the gym in 3 sections, placed a Tchoukball net here, so we created a perimeter, placed a Tchoukball net here, created a perimeter. And we did the same thing in these sections, and we played 3 mini games. So it was approximately 8-on-8 kids. Probably thinking that's not a lot of space, and you're right, it's not, but the passes should be close too, in order for you to be successful. So if you add it all up, well, altogether we've got 48 children. So if you have a relatively large gym class or lots of kids, dividing the game up this way is effective. It does work, and you can add a twist or make it even more creative. I'll show you an example of that. So here's another scenario that you could do where you have the same 6 teams, but you adjust who's on which team, or whether or not the teams can work together. So we've got the green ball teams, and we've got the blue ball team. And you'll notice that there's been a slight modification to the position of the nets. The blue team on the top and the green team on the bottom corners in the gym have their nets on 45-degree angles in the corner. That means that when the net is struck with the ball will project out toward the center of the gym, making it even more challenging. And what this entails is changing the perimeter of each gameplay surface. So now it's no longer dividing the gym into 3 equal sections and having one team against one team. This game involves 3 teams against 3 teams, where they have the freedom to strike any net, and they have to carefully commandeer and maneuver through the game area, trying to be a part of the passing team, trying to get open or trying to knock down passes so that they can strike. The hardest part in this game is getting an angled strike on a net so that the ball will bounce on the ground away from other people. So it's a great, very entertaining and very strategic based game, and the students are loving it. Even the grade 6s love it too. So please give it a shot. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.